Welcome to Lana's Homestead and my one-year permaculture garden. I've taken it from grass to sheet mulch to thriving food forest.
Hi, and welcome to the homestead. Today I'm working on a Hugelkulture. It's a German word meaning hill or mound, and culture meaning culture. So the purpose of the Hugelkulture is to basically create a raised bed out of wood. Essentially, it's wood buried in a nutrient-rich mound covered with soil. Then the soil will break down and create a fungi-rich soil. The buried wood bed creates nutrient-rich soil that retains water and provides essential nutrients to the plants living and growing on it and around it. You may even be able to skip watering and fertilizing altogether. So, purpose of my bed is sort of a slash pile. So I have a lot of wood that was down from my tree and just in my yard. So I have a lot of excess wood. And then I have a fruit tree guild in this area. So I'm planting the Hugelkulture behind my fruit tree guild. So not only is it going to be a bed, a place to throw unneeded wood, but also a retaining wall of water. So basically it's a giant berm that's also a raised bed. So I'm going to plant asparagus in it and probably some flowers and some beneficial plants for the trees. And the asparagus specifically has really long and deep roots. So it's going to help hold the structure together. So there's few different types of ways to build the Hugelkulture. My way is kind of just the giant mound. So I put some larger logs on the bottom. I covered that with soil. Now I'm putting on some smaller sticks and I cover that with soil. There's another variation where you can dig a small trench and then bury your wood in there and then create the mound. So with the method I'm doing, which is just a pile of wood, it's going to take a longer time to decompose, and some people say that it can lead to some pest problems as well as like the bed kind of settling strangely and falling apart. I'm not doing this because I want to necessarily build a bed that's going to provide a lot of food for me. I have it more in mind of a berm that I can also plant into and help my fruit tree build. If you do dig a hole, you'll have soil to cover your Hugelkulture with. I'm also digging a swale at the same time that I am creating this Hugelkulture berm, so I have a lot of excess soil that needs a place to go, and it has sod, which is working really well to just cover everything and keep it really stable. So that's working out for me. But digging the small trench, that way you'll have more stable place. The wood will decompose a little bit faster, and you can kind of build more of like a real bed. And then one other method is to dig the hole and then also like put specific type of logs and like stack them and make like a very beautiful, more like traditional type garden bed. Okay, so I'm going to start assembling the Hugelkulture, and it's a pretty grassy area, so I'm going to put these pieces of cardboard down that I've been collecting, and this will damper the grass growth, it will cool the grass, so we don't have to worry about moving around any sort of crevices. And it also, it's good for the soil because it's a natural fiber and it's going to break down and help enrich the soil. I'm going to plant a tree where this big rock is, and it needs to be 3 feet in diameter hole. So I want to just work around that hole. I don't want to get too close to it. I don't want to flood it out. I covered it up with cardboard. I'm not going to cover the entire space with logs. I just don't have enough logs, but I don't think I need that many. I'm going to cover up behind these trees with the logs, and then I'm going to do a ready to do the second layer of my Hugelkulture. So I have the thicker and larger pieces of wood at the bottom, and I covered it with a layer of dirt, and I tried my best to fill in all the little crevices so that it's a more firm structure and that no rodents or pests can dig or bury their way inside of it. So I did my best in that regard. Now I'm going to cover it up with a thinner layer of sticks, and then on top of that maybe more soil or wood chips or leaves, but, you know, just whatever I have on hand. This is more of an experiment, so I'm not as concerned about making sure it's perfect. So this is the Hugelkulture as of now. I pretty much covered it all with soil. There's a few bare spots I'm going to need to fill in. And then I took a lot of fallen leaves and tried to cover up all the cardboard, cover up some exposed wood. And then it's just going to sit like this for most of the winter. And then I'll plant in it, and it's going to look a lot different.